Well, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. That's exactly how we feel about the Trump administration's announcement last week that they're going to increase hunting and fishing opportunities on some national wildlife refuges and some park units. I think it's 107 new opportunities in total, over 32 states. Super rad, but don't let that distract us from what actually is going on. Don't take the bait. So the vast majority of these public lands that they're talking about are now open to hunting and fishing. They were already open to hunting and fishing. We're just talking about new opportunities. So take this example from outdoor life down in the John Lafitte Historic National Park in Louisiana. Now you can hunt gators down there, which is super rad, but you could already hunt and fish on that property. So it's just a new opportunity, but it's not additional acres. Another thing I guess I would say is that this has been going on from administration to administration. Started back with Bush #2, and it's been going on with both Democrats and Republicans since then, which again, we welcome. We should be able to hunt and fish on these national wildlife refuges and these National Park Service units where it's appropriate, but that's the lipstick. Now let me tell you a little bit more about the pig. Now the pig, we doge the hell out of our public land workforce, which includes folks that work at national parks, it includes folks that work at national wildlife refuges. National wildlife refuges were already the most understaffed agency. Then you look at the proposed budget from the president this next year, which absolutely cuts hundreds of millions of dollars from the budget for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Lastly, you're holding this oil and gas lease sale this Friday on the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, the largest national wildlife refuge in this country and the crown jewel of the refuge system. That is a national wildlife refuge, not an oil and gas development zone. So that's just the first pig. We got a couple more pigs that I'm going to talk about. First is the Roadless rule that any day now we're going to hear about the repeal of that's going to come out of the administration. Big dirty pig. Then the other one would be just this rollback that we already heard about of the public lands rule, which basically put recreation like hunting and fishing on the same playing field as oil and gas development and other industrial development that goes on in our Bureau of Land Management lands. That's a dirty pig. That's not good for hunters and anglers. And any amount of lipstick is not going to change the fact that this administration still continues to be a dirty pig for hunters and anglers and for our public lands and our public waters and our public wildlife all across this country. Don't take the bait. Remember, it's still a dirty pig.